Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for our continuous discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So, thank you so much for joining us today. So today is 6th March 2025, and it's a very auspicious day. And of course, we are having so much of bliss that we are starting this program early in the morning. I mean, not early, it's 9 o'clock. So I believe that, some of you have already also expressed your happiness, saying that starting the day with so much of nectar and so much of bliss, because you feel the whole day becomes very auspicious and spiritual. Okay, so before that, before we start, I think I better on the light upstairs, right? Because it's too bright. Just give me a second. Hare Krishna. Okay, I think now it's better. We need that light upstairs, up light too. Right. Okay. So thank you. So before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. With so much of enthusiasm, we offer our gratitude and our, listening to all these our Guru Varga, Guru Parambara, and asking and seeking their blessings with their blessings that we will grasp the message. Everybody studies, everybody go through, but how many of the people are already actually grasp the message, to accept the message, and also to at least attempt to apply in our life? So all this possible only by the mercy and the blessings of our acharyas. Okay, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanathmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttam Padakamanam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pasachade Satarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhana Videvidaitai Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vignanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dina Tarini Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harini Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sampode Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachida Ananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Vrayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestum Nidasi Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannathaye Namaha Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavinibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha panchatattvatmakam krishnam bhaktarupa swarupakam bhaktavadaram bhaktakyam namami bhaktashaktikam namo mahavadanyaya krishna prema pradayate krishnaya krishna chaitanya namne karatase namaha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शरि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पुस्तक श्रीमती जय पताका समृद्धि नामिनी रामाचार्य पदाय नित्य कृपा प्रदाय हरे कृष्णा. So thank you again for joining us. There's some message. Hare Krishna Prabhu, where you bought the beats for chanting? Anyway, oh, you like the big beats, is it? Kesavan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. You like the big beats, is it?
Yeah, Prabhu. I know, bye, Prabhu. Very beats.
It's going to be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, Prabhu. Why, Prabhu?
It's very heavy. Anyway, it doesn't matter what beats you use. The most important is how well you are chanting the Maha Mantra. You know, whether
Okay.
you use the tiny beats of it. Because I was like you. I've been such a big beats enthusiast. And my friend got it from Jagannath Puri. It's very rare you can get such a big Tulsi beats. Now if you
Yeah,
can get,
Prabhu.
mostly it'll be fake. So then after that, this one in Tamil we call Arva Kolar. You know, chant at home. I cannot take me wherever I go. So I go, I have another beats, so the small tiny ones. Because it's going to be, your hand will be paining, you cannot get proper bag. So it doesn't matter what beats and what size it is, because this is not a showmanship. This is basically as our personal relationship with Krishna and how we chant the holy name. That's most important. Like these beats, you see, this is my another beats. Supposed to be my initiated beats. What I did, I went and put silver, finish, cannot use for chanting. You just cut your finger. So all these are not necessary. Just simply chant Hare Krishna with whatever things you have. Don't need to have
Okay,
all these
Prabhu.
beats. That's all. Okay. But good you asked this
Thanks.
question.
Yeah.
Because
இல்ல பார்க்க கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸைட்டடா இருக்கு ப்ரோ அந்த பெரிய பீட்ஸ்.
only looks excited, but when you have it, you go to, but once you have it, you cannot say, yeah, go get another one. You can't do that.
Okay,
So,
understand.
just use the beat that is given to you or that you have. All right, so let's continue our discussion. Where is it? Okay, Bhaktiyaloka. Okay, you all can see the screen.
Yes, Prabhu can see.
Right. Okay. So now, where we stop? Inquiring about Sat Dharma. Okay. We are just here. Just nice. Right. I just highlight this thing. So we are supposed to start from here. All right. So let's do a quick recap what we have read yesterday. So devotional service to the Lord that ignores authorized Vedic literature like Upanishad, Puranas, and Narada Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance to the society. Right? When we ignore all these kind of works, right? Such activities are born out of speculation, and therefore they only superficially resemble unalloyed devotion because they are disrespectful to the Vedic junction. Who are they? The people who create their own new parampara. So the one says suddenly they just like come back and they just start to create their own speculative injunction. Even though it looks like devotional service, even though that they all wear tilak and looks like a Vaishnava, but we should understand that they are actually on a diverted path. Okay, they have been diversified. Sometimes in Vrindavan you can see, there's a lot of ways. Suddenly there's like for instance, this is not now 100 over years. In fact, now also still the same. They say that chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is so sacred, it's supposed not to be chanted by everyone, and it should be chanted slowly, softly. You cannot loudly chant. So they chant this other mantra, Govinda Hari Gauranga or something like that. There's one mantra. They only chant that mantra. So this kind of all diverted speculation. So that means this is all born out of speculation. So we must be very careful, because when we are part, we are no longer innocent. Maybe before this you don't know any of these. You can be innocent, all right? Innocently you can get carried away with someone. But now, after acquiring this kind of knowledge, So how to play safe? Very simple. Just stick to the parampara. Don't get diverted and don't go anywhere else, and don't read any other books other than the books of this Gaudiya Parampara. Nothing else. Because this Gaudiya Parampara, the ultimate goal, is to achieve Goloka Vrindavan. And we also accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Yuga avatar. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is directly Krishna and Radha combined. They came here to bring us to the highest platform. But there is some like other parampara, they say, no, Vishnu is the topmost. All right, they say Sveta Devi. Sveta Devi means in Vaikuntha, in material, there's a Vaikuntha there, right? Shirodakshay Vishnu stays there, Sveta Devi. Or if you go even higher, you go to what they call to Vaikuntaloka. Okay, Vaikuntaloka, where Sriman Narayana and Mahalakshmi resides. And so these are things. Okay. And some says, no, all these are nonsense. All these are not necessary. We only worship Krishna in the form of a baby. They always like to sing lullaby. All their songs like lullaby. Rockabye baby on the treetop. Of course, they don't sing like that, but they sing all this kind of lullaby to soothe. Oh, they feed Krishna milk and everything. That's one parampara like that. But all these paramparas, of course, there's no fault in it. There's no fault in it. But all according to the mode that we have. All right. Just like what as the example that I said today, everybody can do a medical degree. But if you do medical degree in Oxford, Harvard, it's different. Why? Because of networking, you have that opportunity for networking. That means you are totally a different person if you study in Harvard. You see all the great people, especially in US, they're all either Harvard or Oxford graduate. The second lady here, Usha something, Usha Rasha, what's her name? Yeah, Usha Vance. She's Oxford degree. And there's vice president also from Oxford. They met there. Then, Harvard. And this guy, Cash Patel, FBI director, also from there. So this kind of place will create that kind of environment, opportunity. Similarly, so that among all the Vaishnava sects that we have here, all of them are showing the ultimate goal of life to go to eternity. That means we are going to give up this material world. We find that this material world is not a very conducive place. It is not a place for us. We have to go back. Even you go to Kailash, where Sadashiva lives, that is also you won't come back. You will never return once you reach there also, because it's all under Vaikuntha region. In Vaikuntha, there's so many planets, millions. So one of it is Kailash. And like that. So, but that's not our goal. Our goal, of course, we are desperate actually. Fair enough, we are desperate because we have been going through this kind of environment so many. But we are the selected ones that Krishna have selected that put us in this Gaudiya Parampara. So we are not random person. That means when we are here listening to this and trying to understand this, even you may look a random person or you may look a very insignificant person. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you say, is it me? Am I? Do I? So we may have doubts, but still, according to what the Vedic conclusion, the Shastra says very clearly, after a prolonged birth of pious activity and by the special mercy of Krishna, we will get connected to bona fide spiritual master, and somehow we are under this under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada, under ISKCON. So somehow or other we are the selected ones. Right? So once we are selected ones, so once we are here firmly, that's why determination. They always keep talking about Nischaya, right? We have to be very, very determined. We have to be very patient and we have to be very enthusiastic. But don't be over enthusiastic. Arva Polar. In Tamil, we call Arva Polar. Oh, I want to learn everything under the sun about Krishna. That's not necessary. So that is also called over endeavoring. Prayasa. So what is under the rules of Prayasa? Don't over endeavor even to study all the Vedas. We just need to pick the Vedas that can fulfill our goal. And what is our goal is to go back to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan, to associate with Krishna personally, to join his Leela, and it's so peaceful. Every day is Atam, Patam, Kondatam, or dance, singing, and celebration. Dancing, singing, and celebration. That is what in Goloka Vrindavan. There's no awe and reverence. There's someone is great, we say. Everybody simply, and every word spoken, it's all songs. Everybody speaks like singing. So that is the ultimate goal that we want to achieve. But sometimes, some people still have this kind of material desire. They want to become Ishvara. That's the reason that we fall down. The reason that we fell from spiritual world, because we want to enjoy like Krishna. That's why Krishna throws here. He said, I give you one entire universe. Don't enjoy yourself. In 8.4 million species. Enjoy in every species of life. All right. But sometimes, after we come to perfection, still our thought of enjoying separately from Krishna still remains. And that's when we make a huge mistake. I want to become the Acharya. I want to be the Ishvara. I want to be the controller. I want to be worshipped. I want my murtis to be made and put in the altar and they worship me. forever. So therefore, I need to create my own parampara. Like that, there's so many things are out there. But if you are, but we are very fortunate. Some or other, we are sticking to this particular parampara. So this respecting Vedic injunction falls in the category of atheism. So this is all falls under the category of atheism. Okay. So now the purpose of all these path devotion is two kind. The purpose of it is that all the path of devotion, there's two kind. Even in devotion also there's two kind. One is Vaidhi, second is Raganuga. All right. The previous Mahajan have clearly prescribed. Previous Mahajan means the previous Acharyas. Okay, they have clearly prescribed them according to one's qualification. So the prescription is given according to one's qualification. It is not randomly given to everybody. All right. This path I explained in the scriptures such as Shruti. And where do we learn this Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti? We learn in Shruti, Smriti, and Pancharatra. Okay. So rejecting this path and the new path discovered by Lord Buddha and Dattatreya ultimately create disturbance. So Lord Buddha and Dattatreya, they have created a new path by rejecting this path. So they created so much of disturbance. Okay, like yesterday we had a discussion. Like for instance, all this area like Indonesia, Thailand, and all these places were in a very, they have a very strong Vaishnava culture because they all follow Ramayana until the capital of Thailand was known as Ayodhya. And until today, the kings are called Rama. They don't have any other name. Rama 1, Rama 2, Rama 3. All right, they only, every king will carry the name Rama. Even in Malaysia also, we celebrate, we call it Sri Paduka Baginda. Paduka means what? All right, the feet, okay? The lotus feet of, the shoe of Lord Ram. So, Sri Paduka Baginda Yang di Pertuan Agung. All right, so they're still indirectly Sri Rama Jayam, that is the kingdom of Ram. So we are always talking about that. And even you go to Indonesia, what they say, I am Islam, but my culture is Ramayana. In fact, in Indonesia, quite funny, even you can see the people, even the Muslims will carry the name Rama, Vishnu, or they have all these names. But their religion is Islam. So that's why they say, my culture is Ramayana, but my religion is Islam. So they still uphold their strong faith in this. But when the thing became confused, when Buddhist came and confused everybody, so that's why he says the doubt is the most dangerous thing. Remember that we have studied that enviousness and doubt will destroy everything. So when Buddhism came and started to spread their religion in this part of the world, people became doubtful. When the doubtful happened, the entire Vedic civilization collapsed. Okay, the Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and all these places, the culture, everything collapsed. And in fact, all over the Eastern, Oriental, China and Japan, and they all gone. But why it happened? Why did Lord Buddha came? So Krishna came in the form of Lord Buddha because this is Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, this is not supposed to happen. Right? Maybe outside we may live in a comfortable home. But when they build a prison, they will intentionally build a prison in a very uncomfortable way. They will put a stone and make sure the stone is very hard and sharp. Right? And they'll make the toilet look very tiny. So you're going to be even you'll even suffer to pass motion. Then even the place, even the grill, and they make sure the place looks so gloomy and frustrating. It's purposely built like that way. All right. When a country who can build such a skyscraper, such a listing, why can't they build a prison in a very comfortable way? No, purposely, intentionally, because that's a place for a prisoner. Similarly, for a Kali Yuga Vasi, we are the people who were rejected from Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. All these three Yugas, we couldn't make true. So we are the one that thrown into Kali Yuga. And of course, in this Kali Yuga, everything is intentionally made because that's what it's supposed to be. We are given a body that doesn't last long. We are given a body that is very weak. Just one tie slap, a person can die. Weak, and we given the intelligence, which is the thinking capacity, the brain power, which is so limited, we cannot remember things. We are, and also give us forgetfulness, and we take so much of pleasure in sleeping, eating, mating, and defending. This is what supposed not to take pleasure. It is only part of life. Sleeping, mating, that means to have children, mating, defending, and protecting. We defend our children and we protect this. Now you put CCTV all over the house and everything because we want to protect. So eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So this is the thing that is supposed to be just a part, but it became the main goal of life. So to create all these kind of things, then created as a main goal of life, and everything was created haywire just to confuse all of us. Then Lord Buddha came, and after Lord Buddha came, and the Vedic system was almost to sink, it almost disappeared. All right. Then and during that time, then Lord Shiva came in the form of Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara. Why? With intention, two intention. One is the Buddhists almost to destroy the entire Vedic system. But Adi Shankara came, his intention is to revive that Vedic civilization, the Vedic, to save that Vedas, number one. And number two, to confuse on the Vedas. So that's when the Buddhists came, he says, why, what are you doing? Why are you fighting? Oh, no, your thing is nonsense, I say, what is nonsense? Everything is one. You and I are one. Really? Yeah. You have the hunger, I have the hunger. You have the pain, I have the pain. When someone loved one in your family dies, you cry. Someone loved one in my family dies, I cry. So what is the difference? Just like how the different river goes on different direction, ends in ocean. Similarly, all religion is one. Yeah. So you are one, I am one. Everything is one. Donkey and horse also one. I'm just paraphrasing. So everything is one. So okay. And that's how he could manage to pacify and create this doctrine on Mayavadi philosophy. And create the doctrine of Mayavadi philosophy for what? All those people who are envious of Krishna were pushed to one side. It's a big filter Adi Shankara did. Big filter. All the unwanted people were thrown aside. And this is only kept by the serious devotees. Sometimes it's better to filter, right? When you do filtering, all the unwanted leaves all throw aside and you just keep the best. All right? But after you utilize the best, sometimes you see the best among the worst. So these are the rejected one. Let's see, we see the best among the worst. We pick him up, give proper training, cultivate him, make him a first-class Vaishnava, and bring him back over to this part. That's why Srila Prabhupada used to say, use the bad, this is the best use of bad bargain. How you said it? You said it very nicely. Best use of best use of bad bargain. Okay, the in bodily that we taken is a bad bargain, but he says something like best use of the bad bargain. Right? So this is the thing. So somehow or other, we are distributing books, we are preaching and everything. So somehow among the rotten ones, we can find some good ones, we take them, train them, and bring them over. So that's the thing. So that's the idea of filtration. Okay. So due to improper consideration, this new path as I advertise as unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. Although they are not actually so. The proper path is exhibited in the Vedic literature. Nowadays, many new paths are discovered and they ultimately disappear along their propounder. Among their founder, eventually they will disappear. All right. So today we start this program here, inquiring about Sat Dharma. Okay. What is Sat Dharma? Sat means eternal. All right. Sat means, that's why we call Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal. Okay. Dharma means religious activity, principle. All right. So Sat Dharma means eternal religious principle. Okay. Inquiring about Sat Dharma, eternal religious principle. If one of the disciples devotional duties, okay, it is one of the disciples' devotional duties. Okay, so inquiring about this eternal religious principle is one of the disciples' devotional duties. So we as a disciple, we should go on inquiring. All right, we have to go on inquiring, we have to go on learning what is our eternal duty, religious principle. All right, therefore, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-247, first wave, 247 quotes the following statement in Sri Narada Purana. It comes from Narada Purana. It says, Sat Dharmasyavat Bodhaya Yesham Nirbandini Matihi Achirat Eva Sarvartha Siddhyatesham Abhipshita. Those who are anxious to awaken their spiritual consciousness, who have unflinching intelligence, that means the unflinching means the intelligence is very straight, and who are not deviated. Remember, who are not deviated. So what Narada Muni says, certainly attains desired goal of life. All right, he certainly deceived. That means first thing is we have to have what we need to have. We who are anxious. So anxiety, anxiety is no good. Anxiety is no good. Okay, anxious. Or in Chinese, we call kanchiong. Kanchiong. Like in Tamil, we call padapadapu. Anxious, you're very anxious. What's going to happen? It's no good. Okay, it can create anxiety, it can create depression, and a lot of other unnecessary things. But here, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is quoting this verse. He says, anxious to awaken. So we have to have anxious. Of course, the anxious are outside. Why my husband haven't come back? Why my children haven't come back? So great frustration. But that kind of anxiety, anxious, we have to awaken our spiritual consciousness. Is my spiritual consciousness awakened? Am I awakened today? Am I feeling? Why am I not getting the taste? Oh Krishna, why are you not giving me taste? Why I still couldn't feel it? Why Krishna? Why everybody is saying that they feel something? What is this? Okay. Why everyone is saying that the chanting is holiday is so good and so nice, but why are not tasting it? That kind of anxious is very good. All right. Those who are anxious to what? To awaken. Yeah, spiritual consciousness. Right. Then after that, at the same time, we have unflinching intelligence. Sometimes we have intelligence, but we cannot awaken the spiritual consciousness. That's all. Okay. At the same time, those who are not deviated certainly attains desired goal of life. So these are the devotees or person that attains a devotee. The desired goal of life. As fortunate person, all right, we are the fortunate person. Wish to follow the characteristic of sadhus. Sadhus devotional service. They similarly desire to know their duty. Unfortunately, proud person act just the opposite. Only the proud people or the one they just act the opposite way. As they search path different from those of the sadhus. They disrespect the sadhus, determine conclusion with respecting their own. I mean, they feel their conclusion is better than the sadhus. They do not care to preach. They do not care to preach the teachings of Mahaprabhu to the people of this world. I mean, they don't care. No need to preach lah. Enough lah. I think preaching is not important. So let's do something else. Let's sit and do bhajan, kirtan 24 hours or something like that. So then these are the examples. Okay, they do not care to preach to the teaching of Mahaprabhu to the people of this world. Rather they preach doctrines contradictory of Mahaprabhu. So rather they like to speak something which is against the teachings of Mahaprabhu. Right? They do not know how much misfortune they are creating by this. They are creating so much of misfortune. Those who are simple endeavor to properly learn the teachings of the Lord from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, those who are simple endeavor, very simple. You just need to open the Chaitanya Charitamrita and start reading it. It's a simple endeavor, right? And to properly learn the teaching. And we are so fortunate. Srila Prabhupada have translated this book into English. Exactly presented the way that originally it's presented. And today Chaitanya Charitamrita has been translated into 40 languages, including Chinese, Mandarin. All right. So in 40 over languages, Chaitanya Charitamrita is there. Formerly it was only in Bengali, and that also disappeared. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur went and looked for it. That was his life mission. He went and met all the sadhus and said, "Do you have Chaitanya?" Yeah, I got in chapter Madhya Lila, chapter 5, text 300. Give it to me. He copy. They don't give. You have to copy. So like that, he copied. Then he compiled it 1, 2, 3 because one floor got number 300, another floor got 200, another person got 5, 6. So he took it and make it and compile and just document it. If it's not because of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, today we might not have Chaitanya Charitamrita. No? So like that. So, but we are so fortunate. So our simple endeavor is to properly learn the teaching of the Lord from Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Lord's teaching are our only life. Okay, the Lord's teaching are our only life. Sat Dharma lies in this alone. So this is what our eternal occupation. Sat Dharma only lies in this understanding alone. So the bona fide disciple means what? What bona fide? The original or the real disciple, especially tries to understand Sat Dharma. They always think about how to understand the Sat Dharma. If he cannot understand on his own, then he prays at the feet of Siksha Guru and learn from him. Right? So if he cannot understand, on his own, That means you read and you cannot understand. So what does he do? He go and pray at the feet of his Siksha Guru. All right, he pray to the Siksha Guru and learn from him. So who is the Siksha Guru for all of us? Srila Prabhupada is our Siksha Guru. So we fall at his lotus feet and pray, beg him, my dear Prabhupada, kindly reveal what you're trying to tell to me. I'm trying to understand. Please teach me. And you'll be surprised. Right? So those who have this kind of determination to know Sat Dharma quickly achieve their desired goal. How? Quickly. Right? So the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.9 says, Anya Bilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anarvittam Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktir Uttamam. This verse actually concludes everything. Anya Bilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadya Anarvittam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttamam. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna. Right? So then, and that should be done favorably and without desire for material profit. So all this service has to be done favorably. So favorably and without material profit and gain through fruitive activities. That means Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. So Jnana means intelligent, speculative knowledge. Karmadi means through fruitive activity. Anavritam, remove it. Right? So philosophical speculation is what? Jnana. So and that is called Anukulyena Krishna. All these things has to be dovetailed into the transcendental service of Krishna. Okay? And that is called pure devotional service. Okay? That's called Shilanam Bhaktir Uttamam. Bhaktir Uttamam means pure devotional service. So as long this pure devotional service symptoms, as long this pure devotional symptom in the form of understanding Sat Dharma has not clearly manifest in the heart of an inquisitive person, his heart remains covered with darkness and cannot know what is pure devotional service. Right? So that means this is called, okay, that means as long as the pure devotional symptoms in the form of understanding Sat Dharma, that means we don't understand of Sat Dharma, it still doesn't appear, clearly manifest, that means we understand that his heart remains covered with darkness and cannot know what is pure devotional service. So what is our Sat Dharma? And first of all, how to find out Sat Dharma? So as I say, the first step of understanding Sat Dharma is, number one is inquiring. We are reading. Now that's what you all study. We all want to know what is our Sat Dharma. Okay? Our eternal occupational duty. Right? So that's our Sat Dharma. And number two, and how, okay, after you know the Sat Dharma, how to invoke it. Right? So that means just like, for instance, you are just think about Ali Baba's story. Ali Baba and 40 thieves. Right? You some or other went and you saw there's one cave, there is a thing. That means you know, through the knowledge, through intelligence, through learning from others, you know that there's so much of treasures hidden in that cave. So much of treasures hidden in the cave. And some or other you went, and now you're standing in front of the cave. Now the problem is how to enter the cave. Right? So we all know that is the conclusion. The conclusion is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The conclusion is to achieve him is only through the Sat Dharma or the eternal occupational duty. And in order to do that, I have to acquire a lot of knowledge. Yes, I studied Bhagavad Gita, I studied Bhagavatam, I studied Chaitanya Charitamrita. I clearly understood. And not only that, I also went and studied that all the sikshas, all the instructions, like Bhaktiyaloka by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. I have read this and studied this Nectar of Instruction, and I've studied Nectar of Devotion. Then I studied Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. I have studied Madhurya Kadambini. I have studied all the books that is required to achieve pure devotional service. I have read everything. And through that reading, some or other, through your ding dong, your left and right, you can left and right and everything, some or other, you are at the doorstep. But the doorstep is closed. All right, just like Alibaba, the cave is closed. Just like, you know, Partha Sarathi temple, you know, the Padmanabha temple in Kerala. There's a place, the vault. They say the vault cannot be opened. Because they try to open, they cannot. Inside, they went somewhere, there's a big hole, they put the camera, they try to look what is inside there. And they were so surprised to see there's a Vimana, there's a plane there. The Vedic plane, those days, you know, that flies through the mantra. And they're surprised to see so many gold reserve and all this. But it's covered with a vault. And what is that thing? A person who have never touched a woman, that means born as a born brahmachari, who have undergone some severe training and understood a certain mantra that he learned naturally. It's not that, oh, it's like I'm here, I want my son to go and open the vault, so I'm training him from the birth. Not that way. That means naturally that person has that inclination. Okay, I have to learn this mantra. There's a kind of natural calling for him. These are the person who goes there and they call, the two snake fruit open and the door will open up. Other than that, the door can never be opened. And also there's a saying, if you open the door forcefully, it destroys everything. So nobody dares to open it. Till today. Is Padmanabha temple in Kerala. If you have a chance to go there, go and see. But of course, you can't even touch the place, right? You are not allowed to go in. It's a big secret, okay? So like that. So now we have studied everything. But now we are in the vault. And now we need to open the door. Once we open the door, there's so much of wealth is there. That wealth, once you go in, you do not need, you go there, you just achieve perfection. Right? But what is the point? You know everything, but you forgot the mantra. You don't know how to do that, chant the mantra. What is the point? All your knowledge and all your acquiring, there is benefit, but it's not perfected. That means it's just like the circle, right? It is just like, as example, okay? It is just like you are drawing a circle, you are drawing the circle and stop. So can we call this as a circle? Can we call it, because there is a big emptiness here. There's something which is empty. That means the circle is not completed here. So it is not circle. Even though it looks perfect, but it is imperfect. Because the circle is not closed, there is a hole there. Right? And what is the thing? So the only way to complete the circle is by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you still compromise on chanting, all these things will remain theoretical. Is it worth it? Of course it is worth it. Even if theoretical is better than acquiring any other mundane subjects. It is still a theoretical knowledge. So what is the point? When you have the opportunity to have the direct relationship and the direct perception, and we are doing it under the guidance of Srila Bhaktiyaloka Thakur, and yet we don't have the desire to chant the holy name, then what's the point? What is the point? Will I gain anything if you want to chant Hare Krishna? Krishna is never created MLM business, multi-level marketing. Or you sponsor this person and that person becomes chanting Hare Krishna, 1% of the chanting will go to you as royalty. Like that means I need to create 100 people to chant Hare Krishna, I don't need to chant. They all chant Hare Krishna, I'm getting all the benefit. Like in the MLM business, pyramid. It's not that way. Your chanting is your benefit. But that is our duty. When we have taken up this path, the path of bhakti, we have to take responsibility. We have some or other, we have to convince you with so much of philosophical presentation, true knowledge, and sometimes forcefully, even sometimes with kind of very harsh example. So by hook or crook, we have to make you chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And who benefits? You benefit. And what do I get? Because for us, there's no happiness, there's no distress, there's no past, there's no future. We live in present. All right? So, as a devotee, I'm not saying about me, but what I'm saying is the overall. You know, all the books are all written in that way just to convince you to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. The entire ISKCON movement is created by chanting the holy name. Prabhupada proved it. Just by chanting the holy name, even the worst kind of men like the hippies all can become first-class devotees. So if you're still considering chanting, don't consider further. Start from today. Start chanting from today. All right? And when immediately after the class, try to chant. Okay? So if you chant, just chant. Of course, the tongue is numb. There's a lot of things. Whenever you chant, only you get a lot of inspiration. Chant anyway. Whenever you chant, only you feel like getting distracted. Chant anyway. And only when you chant, only you feel like sleeping. Chant anyway. You know? Oh, I cannot follow. I mean, I cannot avoid the 10 offenses of chanting. It's okay, chant anyway. No matter what, chant. Because the chanting complete the circle, right? So that means, so remain covered in darkness and cannot know what is pure devotional service. If one depends on his own speculation, then unalloyed devotional service will not manifest. All right, like sometimes they say, oh, I do not need to chant using the japa. I just simply sing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I just sing while cooking. I sing Hare Krishna while bathing. Huh? I still have been okay. See, you just say Hari Nama, Hari Nama, Hari Nama. Why I should chant Hare Krishna? Why not chant some other mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Right? There's a lot of other mantras of Krishna, right? Om Keshavaya Nama. I say Om Keshavaya Nama, Om Keshavaya. Okay, any mantras you say. But Krishna himself came and recommended. Among all the mantras, Hare Krishna mantra is the topmost. Why you still want to doubt that? What is that? The big philosophical adjustment that you need to do to chant Hare Krishna? Are you need to turn from ordinary person to extraordinary person to chant Hare Krishna? Or are you need to become so clean and get initiated by Brahmana? You have to take a Brahmana initiation to chant Hare Krishna? No. So it doesn't take any fast rules. There's no hard and fast rules. Do I need to become a vegetarian to chant Hare Krishna? No. Do I need to give up drinking? No. Do I need to avoid illicit sex? No. Do I need to what they call it, intoxication? Do I need to stop? No, nothing. Just do whatever you're doing. Add on chanting Hare Krishna. I've seen it. During our Gita Gyan program, that was a tremendous success Gita Gyan program. Right? A girl who loves to eat pork. She said, I cannot avoid eating pork. I said, okay. So I cannot do, what can I do, Prabhu? You saw me carry on eating pork. And she was, what? Eating pork, yes. But I told, according to Ayurveda, you have to chant, you have to chew your food 16 times. You don't take the food and swallow. Right? Like a python. Like a python. Just take look. So go. You have to take the food, put the food into your mouth. You have to chew 16 times. By chewing 16 times, the first digestion is the second. So it's healthy. So therefore, I said, you take the pork, beef, or whatever thing, you just put in your mouth and chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare and so. And that time, my brother-in-law was beside me. He got a shock. He said, Prabhu, you're speculating. I said, no. You are speculating. Where I got such thing? So now, if you think I'm speculating, wait for our next class. Hari Nama Chintamani, I'll prove to you. I'll prove to you my point. So I don't want to say. So let's keep something suspense for you. So next session after Bhaktiyaloka is going to be Harinama Chintamani by Haridas Thakur. Then I said, when you want to drink, and she said, I love tequila. I said, doesn't matter. You take the tequila, you just say Om Sri Vishnu, Om Sri Vishnu, Om Sri Vishnu and drink. So the way I say it, stick in her mind. So whenever she take beer, alcohol, she just take Om Sri Vishnu, Om Sri Vishnu, Om Sri Vishnu. It became like habit. But eventually, after 3 months, somehow or other she lost taste on pork. She just specifically, she loves pork, chashu. She said, I love chashu. She stopped. And she became a vegetarian. And she stopped taking onion and garlic. Then eventually she stopped taking alcohol. And no one forced her and she didn't force herself. She just, by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day, she chants 20 rounds for everyone's information. First thing she wakes up in the morning, she just chants. And she said, I want to learn how to worship Tulasi. I said, that is secondary. Chant Hare Krishna first. Prabhu, I want to know how to do the puja. I think not important. Chant Hare Krishna first. All right. But Prabhu, do you think I need to do Tulasi puja? You will be inspired. Until the inspiration comes, chant Hare Krishna first. Doing Tulasi puja, doing that, do this puja, that puja, eating, all that are secondary. Your primary duty is to chant the holy name of the Lord and nothing else. And I said, follow the RDC formula. Read Bhagavad Gita daily. Distribute Bhagavad Gita and chant Hare Krishna. And she's an Indian girl. I told her, so your target in Singapore, she's from Singapore. I said, go and meet all the Chinese and start to distribute Bhagavad Gita. So sometime when she book Grab, when she sees an Indian driver or Malay driver, she cancel. When she sees a Chinese driver, she take the order. I mean, that she just look for there will be some penalty. She said, I don't care about the penalty. When she ordered, oh, there's a Chinese driver, she get in. So get into the car and somehow or other she'll create a conversation. She said, that journey I can simply take bus and go, but I purposely take taxi, Grab, just to talk to someone. And she thought, and she said, one of that person already visited the temple in Singapore. I said, target Chinese. Go for Chinese preaching. because Chinese preaching is our future. That's why we are training up all the devotees to start to preach to the Chinese. In fact, our Namahat Center in Ipoh soon will be converted into the Chinese preaching missionary place. Right? It's a place, camp, Chinese preaching camp. So we are still working on it. So anyway, I'm going out of the topic. Anyway, so what happened? Just by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and today, my dear Prabhus and mothers, she is cooking for Jagannath in the temple. She's a nurse, a professional nurse by profession. She's from Taipei. She's one of my biggest success stories. Chant Hare Krishna. And unalloyed devotional service will manifest. If not, unalloyed devotional service will still not manifest. It will still remain hidden. Right? You have already bought a house. You work so hard. You bought you work so hard all your life. You bought a house. Now you're moving into a bungalow, your dream home. Then after you go into the bungalow, you see the house is very dirty, not used for so long. Right? So will you say, I will take my time to clean the house? All right, maybe tomorrow I will sweep this place and next day I'll mop that place. No. Immediately you buy the house, before you move in, you immediately will start to clean the house with full enthusiasm. Because after so many years, after so many so many years living in a slum or living in an ordinary house, and today, after you retire, you got a big chunk of money, retirement fund, you're taking it and buying a dream house. The house that you wanted to live all your life. So at last you made it. So when you go in, you don't take your own sweet time. Immediately dive in, rush in, clean up. So similarly, after so many births, but because of our illusion, because of Maya, we are under the illusion, we are under the spell. Or in other words, we are having dementia, hallucination. We think that everything around us looks so distinct. If you all have noticed that since we have started this program, looks like the time is flying so fast. I feel like I'm still feeling fresh talking yesterday and today we are starting. I just finished that last week, Sunday, Bhakti Sastri, and day after tomorrow, there's another Bhakti Sastri starting on Saturday. Time flying so fast. Very quickly, the time and our life also will start expiring. So in that quick moment, we have to be very enthusiastic to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Kevalam. Kalavanasti, Evanasti, Evanasti, Gadiri Anetaha. Until you do not chant your holy name, you can never achieve happiness and bliss in this horrible place. At least for the sake of happiness, at least for the sake of feeling good, a good feeling, chant Hare Krishna. It is no hard and fast rule. You do not need to give me money. You do not need to spend money. Nothing. Just get your beads. Oh, I don't have a beads. Okay, what beads do you have? I got that bead. I got these beads. Do it. Once there's, during the pandemic time, there's one particular person don't have a bead. Say, can I use Rudraksha? Go for it. All right, because you need to have the count of 108. Then another person then I'll say, okay, I then ask, do you have small children in your house? Then she say, yes. Do you have that abacus, that one that you count, the yellow, green, the beads, right? Abacus 1, 2, 3. There's a 10 in I think 10 or something like that in a one row. All right. He said, yes, Prabhu, I have that. Break that thing up, get the thread, and take all that plastic beads and make into a beads. But I don't know how to connect. Doesn't matter. Get it done. All right. So every time before one, she just make 1 point, 1 month. And then also she don't have 100 because the thing got 100 inside. And she said she just made 100. It's okay. All right. So after you finish one, just use your finger and count 8. Then make 1. And she started to chant very consciously. And today she's amazing doing. So there's no hard and fast rule. No matter what, chant anyway. Because the chanting is the only process that will take you to your rightful place. This is not our rightful place. This material world is a horrible place. It is not meant for us. So we have to get out of this place. So therefore, it's very important. All right. With that reflection, now it's 9:45. We just take a 2-3 minutes break. Then we continue. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we continue. Okay. So we meet so-called pandits. So we meet many so-called pandits. Panditas, so-called, okay, who think they have understood the constitution of bhakti by their knowledge and intelligence. Some of them have concluded that the devotional service mixed with jnana is pure bhakti. Some says through the speculative knowledge is pure bhakti. And some have concluded that devotional service mixed with karma is pure bhakti. Okay. But they are so proud. If they hear teachings of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, they say everyone can make their own conclusion. What is the need of taking the conclusion of Chaitanya Charitamrita? So that is what usually the so-called pandits or the speculative kind of spiritualists would say. Everybody can make their own conclusion. So why we need to take the conclusion of Chaitanya Charitamrita? All right. So I had that experience before. You know, when I was around 16 years old, when I became a Hare Krishna devotee, my mother was so freaked out. You know, so freaked out that I became a devotee, and she tried her best to take me out of it. So at one particular moment, she sent me to this one ashram beside Bhakti Caves. I don't mention name. If you know what's ashram, you know who I'm talking. And there was a sannyasi there. So there was a sannyasi there, and I went there, and somehow or other I was like, very rebellious, 16-year-old. What do you expect? So at that time also there was some juvenile prisoners who were under correction. They were sent there. You know, the juvenile cases, that they are young criminals. So that means they are under one of the correction plan. They will send them for this kind of 3 days. It's a 5 days program. 5 days stay there in the ashram, and they will somehow they will train you to become like a so-called disciplined person. So at one moment, I saw that these people are all very aggressive. Then they asked, why you look so different? What is this? What is tilak and everything? And I took the opportunity to talk to him. So one day they have a musical instrument. So one day I said, then he said, why you're here? What do you do? Oh, I'm a thief. Really? So do you want to engage yourself for Krishna service? Then he asked, what should I do? Go and steal the key to the music room. You see, why? Just go and take the key for the music room. You know, there's in the room they keep all that tabla and all that, tambura and all this kartal and all these things. Go take that. I will tell you how. So somewhere or other, he managed to steal the thing from the locker and from the main thing. Then at night, around 12 o'clock or something like that, we went and sneak out, opened the thing, we took all the musical instrument, we all stayed in the ashram, and we all started to do Hari Kirtan. We all start to chant Hare Krishna. And you know what happened? And of course, there's a big tree, and they say the tree is so haunted. And the lalang, the grass is up to your shoulder level. Can you imagine such a long grass surrounded the place? It's like very haunted. And people say, in fact, first day we were warned not to go to the place. Then I said, okay, how many of you are gangsters? Then few fellows says gangsters. That means you're very brave. Yes. So shall we go in and chase the ghosts out? Let's do some Ghostbuster work. Are you brave or not? We said, yes. But how to do it? We tried this sort of. So we all sat there, we slowly sang with the playing, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And you know what? Why we are doing until everybody went into ecstasy. Then I said, now let's go. So we went out and we went around the tree. And we were singing and loudly banging all the music at midnight, 12 or 12:30, 1 o'clock. You know? Until we were, and suddenly this Swamiji suddenly said, what is happening? Then he looked out and he said, hey, why I can see all the grass all shaking, because we are not so tall. The grass is, the head is there, it's very dark. And of course, got all the snakes and everything, but nothing happened. So we went around until he on the spotlight, and he called the floor, asked them to, who's the floor, asked them to come back. And next day, this thing happened. So next day was like satsang. Satsang means all the people, all the gatherings, all the congregation devotees all came, and he took me out in front of everybody, and he said that. I said, and we were talking about this, then he said, Srila Prabhupada have written and all this. Then he said this exact statement. What is the point? I come to that conclusion. Even I can write my books. Even I can write books. The Swamiji said that. When I see this statement, it reminds me about what happened. Even I can write books. Then I asked, but can you convince the whole world? And that's when he was like, overruled. Then until he died, he hated me all his life. So everybody thinks that they have their own conclusion. We have to be very careful, because we are on our path to become a pure devotee of Krishna. So we must remember that we only take the conclusion in our parampara. nothing outside. So because one day you'll be visiting Vrindavan, Mayapur, there will be some deviant group and you have to be very aware. Some say you do this, do that, but we have to be very respectful. No, we cannot go and offend them, because if not, it become dam aparat, the offense of the holy place. So always stick to the ISKCON. When you go to Mayapur or Vrindavan, make sure you stay with the ISKCON center and take that the devotees of that center. They got a they can take you around. Make sure you do that way. If not, this is the possibilities. All right. So when you get stuck in this kind of deviant ideology, and that's when everything's gone. Always come back to the root. All right. Whenever you fly, wherever we go, always come back to the starting point. And always remember, what is your goal? Why have you taken up this path of bhakti? What do you want to achieve? And who can give it to you? All right? Because in Vrindavan, Mayapur, or whatever other place, you say, oh, everybody can give. But once you come back to Malaysia, when you are staying in Ipoh, staying in KL or Penang or whichever it is, but who can save you? Who can give you further guidance? Only the devotees, the local devotees. So we have to be very careful, right? So to know people, these people never come in touch with Sadharma because they have no desire to know it. The result of performing their own concocted new process of devotional service is they can never relish pure devotion. And you start to associate with them, that's it. You also never achieve that. So now, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is giving firm instruction. It is the duty of sadhaka to give up personal enjoyment for the sake of Krishna. That is the duty of sadhaka. Sadhaka means what? Devotees. Right? The sadhana is devotional service. The activity of sadhana we call sadhaka. Right? Alright? So a student's job is to study. Okay, study is sadhana. And the person who performs that study is called student or called sadhaka. You got it? Sadhana and sadhaka. So it's a duty of sadhaka. That means it's really personal enjoyment for the sake of Krishna. Because our personal enjoyment, if you really see, is not enjoying at all. Because now I'm seeing that most of you, I think, other than Bunis, all right, Bunis is here. All right, other than Bunis, and also this Kesavan is not here. Oh, Kesavan is there. All right, other than Bunis and Kesavan, I think all of us are around 45 and above. Some of you are 60 and above, 17 and above. So we are almost like on the path of retirement. That means we are coming to the path that we have passed through our, in other words, our middle age. Right? Say if you live up to 70 years old, your middle age is 35. All right, we have already passed through, then we are going towards, we are considered like elderly, all turning white and everything, right? So we through our experience, we understand all the things that in our personal life, it's not enjoying at all. It's nothing is enjoying. But similarly, when you utilize that for the sake of Krishna, it becomes very enjoyable. So sense gratification is called enjoyment. Okay, what is enjoyment? Sense gratification. That means if you want to satisfy your eyes, satisfy your tongue, it's called skill. Now, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying very nice. Now he's saying, dovetailing one's lust of sense gratification. Again, let me explain to you what is lust. Lust means uncontrolled desire. To see beautiful things is the lust of the eyes. To hear something wonderful things, you want to hear some gossip. You know that, oh, I love hearing that gossip. That's the last of the years. Right? Okay. So dovetailing, that means dovetail means everything. All right, it's just like a funnel. Okay, what is dovetail? All right, just like such a big funnel. Okay, it's funnel and it comes this way. All right, this is called dovetail. So all the things are here, everything is here. Now we are bringing it, dovetailing everything to Krishna. Okay, this is called dovetail. Okay, now what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, dovetailing one's lust, sense gratification in the service of Krishna is renunciation of enjoyment. Look at that. Please underline this statement. Highlight this statement. Write it somewhere. Write it in a what they call? Write it in a piece of card and keep it. Keep it on a breast pocket. Keep it wherever. If you just open and see and put it back. Open and see. Try to memorize this statement. Try to go deep into the statement. We are not asking you to give up your whatever things. But what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying very nicely, dovetailing one's lust for sense gratification. in the service of Krishna is renunciation of enjoyment. I want to see beautiful things, therefore I see beautiful Krishna. I want to smell beautiful things. I want to smell the incense or the prasadam that cooked for Krishna. That's prasadam, the smell. You know, I love to hear gossip. Let me hear the gossip of Krishna, how he went and, how, how he went and made Radha Rani very upset. You know, like this morning, I had a wonderful class with my mentor, Pran Govinda Prabhu. We start the class at 6 o'clock in the morning until 7:30. You know, he was explaining how that Radha Rani will become very upset. And Lalita and Visakha, she will be telling, Krishna, chase Krishna out from the place. He said, you don't come near Radharani. She's waiting for you. You are breaking her heart, right? You're not allowed to get out. So Krishna came in the form of sannyasi. So he changed the form. He came in the form of sannyasi. And he said, oh, then he said, I came, I think somebody is lamenting here. Who's that? And they said, yes, someone is lamenting inside. My Sakhi Radharani is lamenting. Oh, really? Oh, can I see her? What are you going to do? I can give solution to her because I'm sannyasi. Can you imagine all this happening in Goloka Vrindavan? I'm sannyasi. I said, okay. Then came to her and he said, my dear child, why are you so upset? And she keep crying because Krishna haven't come. Krishna broke her heart. Radharani is crying, crying. She was crying, lamenting. Then the Visakha and what they call the Sakis, what they call? Lalita and Visakha was telling, oh, this thing happened, this thing happened. Am I can read your fortune, I can read your luck. Say how? I need to see your forehead. Can you open the veil? I want to see your forehead. And then they say, but you are a sannyasi. You cannot touch women's head. If you're a sannyasi, you cannot touch women's head. You cannot look at the forehead. What are you sure? I say, hey, I'm sannyasi. I'm above the body. I'm not man, I'm not women. I'm above the three mode of material nature. I'm above everything. Because I'm sannyasi, I'm sannyasi. Then they open the veil and Radharani says, that's it, Bhav. These kind of things. Gossiping, how naughty Krishna is, how he loves to break Radharani's heart. So I love to hear this. Sense gratification for the ears. And the tongue eating prasadam and chanting the holy name. So dovetailing one's lust for sense gratification in the service of Krishna is renunciation of enjoyment. So when one converts his world of enjoyment into the favorable to devotional service, and thus giving up the spirit of enjoying those objects. That means enjoying means enjoying what do you call independent. Okay, enjoying independently and accepting everything as Krishna Prasada, and this is called renunciation of enjoyment. How beautifully mentioned. So accepting everything as Krishna Prasada means what? So when anything Prasada means what? It's not food. Prasada means mercy, right? Everything. So that means now suddenly I'm just thinking, suddenly I buy a car, I take that car as Krishna Prasada. It's a mercy of Krishna. Without the mercy of Krishna, you can't have all this. But now you're not going to enjoy. You're not saying, oh, I bought a new car. It's not that way. Krishna blessed me with a car. So this car is Krishna, and Krishna, I'm going to utilize it for your service. Right? I buy a new shirt. Okay, I'm wearing this shirt. It's not that. It's for my second. Okay, Krishna, I offer this shirt to you. I'm wearing. So everything that in our devotee's life, everything in devotee's life is prasada. That's why first thing in the morning you wake up, when you do your Mangalarti, you just pray to Krishna and pray to Guru Maharaj and says, my dear Guru, my dear Krishna, I offer my life. I offer the 6th March from now until I go to bed. This day I offer it to you. Whatever encounter, whatever things that happen to me today, I accept it as your prasada, as your mercy. All right, whether it's good or bad. You understand? So like that. So that's the thing. So all this is called renunciation of enjoyment. Now, to reside in a holy place related to Krishna, to reside in a holy place that related to Krishna is also a limb of sadhana. It's one of the limb of sadhana. If one resides in Sri Dwaraka, Sri Mathura, on the banks of Ganges, or at the pastime site of Lord, then one naturally remembers Krishna. Right? When we live in this kind of place, we have no choice, but we will naturally remember Krishna. Yes? What greater gain can there be than this? What is a greater gain other than this? What you can get? If you go to Vrindavan, everywhere you see, they put the name Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Sri Radhe, Sri Radhe. And whenever they call, you walk, somebody will just look at you, Radhe, Radhe. You go, Radhe, Radhe. You go there, Radhe, Radhe. They greet each other. Because they say that everyone in this Vrindavan, they Sakhis, all are eternal associate of Radharani. And they say, Radhe, 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 Radhe Radhe, like that. Yes, Rusan Mataji. Mataji, Rusan Mataji.
Okay, sorry. Sri can explain a bit with this Sri Dwaraka and Sri Madhura. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So Sri Dwaraka, Dwaraka is the place that Krishna was the king. Dwaraka is a place in Gujarat, and Krishna was the king there. All right, he was a king. So when he left, the entire Dwaraka, the part actually submerged into the ocean. Okay, under the sea. Until today, there's a big city. But of course, there's another place, Dwaraka, the place where the entire city, the half of it submerged in the water. So Dwaraka is a place where Krishna ruled as a king. Okay. Sri Madhura. Mathura is a place where Krishna he had a childhood pastime. Right? Madhura. He had a childhood pastime. Hey, Mathura is the place that he was born. Mathura. Yes. Right? He had a childhood when he was a baby, he lives in Madhura. Then after that, then Vrindavan, he had his pastime. So all these places are in Madhura is a city, and one of the is a state, and one of the place like a town, and one of the city in Madhura is Vrindavan. Okay, and the bank of Ganges, that means bank of Ganges means the Ganga River. All right, the Ganga River, the bank of Ganga, and or at the pastime side of the Lord, any pastime side. Okay, like for instance, you go to Vrindavan, the place Vrindavan, Vrinda. Okay, Vana. Vrinda means the place of Vrinda. Okay, and Vana means forest. So the Vrindavan forest where Krishna had his. If you see the photo that behind me, you can see the photo behind me. Krishna is the flute and all the Sakis are around him. This is place Vrindavan. All right, Vrindavan. So that means he and his girlfriends and they all will be like having fun, good time, right? And of course, the topmost place among all that is Radhakund. Radhakund means it's the lake where Radharani's lake, and Krishna loved that place. That's why it's called Radharani's place. The Radhakund is the topmost place of pilgrimage. So when we are there, naturally we remember Krishna, right? So everyone there, like for instance, Dwaraka, that means in the place of Gujarat, everybody will greet each other Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna. Right? That is their standard greeting. Example, like the FBI director of US, right? Today, Kashyapa Vinoda Patel. He's a Gujarati. So before he start his talk, he said he welcomed his parents and he said this word Jai Shri Krishna. So they always say Jai Shri Krishna. Right? In Madhura, I'm not so sure what they say. I think they say, but in Vrindavan, they all call each other Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. They just go Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. When they see you, Radhe Radhe. They see each other, Radhe Radhe. They are always naturally in that place. Right? So that's Bhaktiyaloka. Is there any other better place than this? Okay. At every stage of life, one should accept only as much wealth as needed. Another thing that Bhakti Vinod is continuing. So every stage of life, one should accept only as much wealth as needed. How much you need, just accept it. All right? Because if you're going to think of more, it's going to be over-endeavoring. Prayasa. Over-endeavoring. All right? If you are given a prescribed duty, you earn enough according to your whatever job that you do perform. You have that enough, then you take the thing and just utilize it for devotional service. Right? So you have to every stage. So don't over-endeavor. Just accept only as much as needed. So for the practice of devotional service. So the devotional service has to be practiced without feeling frustrated or without feeling over-endeavor. Then you come back home very tired, you can't chant. You come back very tired, you can't do Sandhya Arati. You come back very tired, you cannot meditate on Krishna. Right? So it's not worth it. So finish your work at 5, 6 o'clock, come back home. Don't go and look for some other part-time job, do this locum, and all these things are over-endeavor. All right? So by desiring more than needed, what happened? Bhakti will disappear. All right? I'm not sure whether you have experienced that, but I have experienced that. I'm such a terrible workaholic. I'm a terrible workaholic. I can go on working, I sleep at least 2-3 hours a day, 22 hours working. I travel from JB until Penang. I hit 100,000 kilometers in my car within a year. Imagine the amount of traveling that I did. Huh? It's a massive, massive. And sometimes you see the Grab drivers, so pity them. They have to work day and have to work at night until wee hours. Come back home extremely tired, all that. So when we're going to do that over and over for all these things, bhakti will disappear. Okay. If wealth is not accepted according to one's need, right? If the wealth is not accepted according to one's need, however, then the practice of devotional service will be hampered. Right? If you can just keep it all within our this, fair enough. That's why I say simple living, high thinking. Right? What given to you, it is according to your nature. Okay. So is it that we are trying to go into primitive life? I mean, I'm improving. Nowadays in this world, we are all planned, or we are all regarded successful when we are financially rich. Right? I want that name and fame. But what is the point? Right? You see a lot of businessmen talk. I mean, I'm from business family. All my relations are top-notch millionaires in Malaysia and also in India, Madurai. Top guys. Even my Thai mom and my mother's brother, extremely rich, millionaires. All right. But what is the point? No, they are not having a good life. That's why by seeing all this in me, I'm just asked the question to all of them. Now you're saying money is everything, but are you happy with money? Then I asked, my biggest hindrance that time was my uncle, Thai mom. My mother got 5 brothers. And imagine all the 5 brothers come in front, confronting you. Then I asked, okay, all of you are rich. Right? But why are you still working? Not enough. Oh, when we are a katrolumbol to trikol. Tamil or palamoli, katrolumbol to trikol. When the wind is still blowing, ask your paddy. Right? Don't give up. You're talking like a loser, But end of the day, even my cousins and everything, I seems to be quite okay. I mean, I'm just not saying anything, but being a devotee, somewhere other, because as a devotee, I want you to remember this one thing. We don't have past, we don't have future. We live in present. And every moment gives us so much of pleasure. When I can achieve pleasure, so much of pleasure now, why I need to lament about my past? Once upon a time, I had a tough time. Sometimes when you think about your past, you laugh at it. Maybe all that pain that you went through is now dovetailed to devotion today. So when you're having so much of fun today, why you need to think about tomorrow? Why? Having fun. And Krishna guarantees every day you're going to have fun with me. So why think about tomorrow? So every day is just another day of having fun. Right? So one should carefully respect Sri Hari Vasara. Okay, that is Egadasi. Sri Hari Vasara means the day of Krishna, right? Or they call Egadasi. So we must remember that, should carefully respect. So by observing Egadasi, or the supporting principle of devotional service are practiced. Right? All the supporting principle is practiced. The practice of devotional service becomes continuous by giving up enjoyment and practicing devotional service once every fortnight, right? Because what is the biggest enjoyment we have is eating. So 2 weeks once, don't eat. Don't give your tongue satisfaction to eat. But your tongue says food, food, food. You say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Right? So my wife was telling me that day, looks like only on Egadasi day, my hunger doubles. Other days I can go on without eating because too busy. I can just go on without, I've not eaten my lunch. But on Egadasi day, looks like my hunger becomes double. Any one of you experience this? Only in Egadasi day you feel you're more hungry. Anyone? You can put a thumbs up. Oh, no one, huh? Great. Oh, you all are sick, but in my life, I always feel, yes, Chanti Mataji, you want to say something?
No, no, Prabhu, sorry. I'm having some problem with my internet.
Oh,
Thanks.
okay. Sure. Right. So it looks like only on Ekadasi day, you become, okay, Sheila Mataji also feel the same thing. Okay, that means, okay, I got some partner. Ekadasi day. Okay, tomorrow is Ekadasi. And tomorrow, when daybreak, you feel your hunger start to, going to burn you down. That is called Maya, right? So that means the practice of devotional service, we want to be very enthusiastic. So I want to practice Ekadasi because It's the opportunity for me to giving up all enjoyment, at least once in every 2 weeks. And for one who worships and meditates on the earth, banyan tree, tulasi, cows, and brahmanas, and the Vaishnavas, right? All these sinful reactions are diminished, right? So one who worships and meditates on the earth, right? Or like a spiritual holy places. Earth means it's not your place, right? It's like holy places like Vrindavan, Mayapur, banyan tree, right? Tulasi, cows, brahmanas, and Vaishnavas. What happened? All the sinful reaction. So now we are suffering because of the reaction of the sin, right? So are diminished, are destroyed. Okay. So now the problem is, okay, where are we going? So what it says, wants to worship and meditates. So now you don't have a cow. Maybe you go near the cow, you get paranoid because we are not trained to go near the cows. So we can meditate of cows. And tulasi, we all can have tulasi in our house. Worship them. Banyan trees, all right? Like in Ipoh, where's the banyan tree? The Arsa Martha Playa, right? There's a place. There's a banyan tree. But of course, they put that, they say if you have a banyan tree or Arsa Martha, you just go around and all this. And then Brahmanas means the devotees. Every Sunday you can go to temple and worship them. Worship them means not sit down and worship them. Respectful to them, and Vaishnavas, right? By this, so all the sinful reaction will diminish. But now, should I go look for a banyan tree? It's very simple. Among all these things, right? And among all these, what they call, all these opportunity, what you can do, you just simply worship Tulasi. Okay, Tulasi is your first step. And the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, you have a Guru Parampara, you have a Prabhupada and your spiritual master. Bhakti, all these photos that you can give, we can worship them, worshipping Vaishnavas, right? So like that. By these activities, one can please Krishna because these objects are auspicious for the world. All these are very auspicious for the world. That these 10 limbs of devotional service are preliminary activities for worshipping Krishna. It is okay. And these 10 limbs of devotional service are the preliminary activities for worshipping the Lord. For those who neglect these 10 limbs, attaining devotional service and Krishna is very difficult. Therefore, those who are aspiring for devotional service should first take shelter of Sri Guru, right? You first should take shelter of the Sri Guru and take initiation and instruction from him and serve him. They should also follow the behavior of sadhus, right? And learn the conclusions taught by the sadhus. Okay, it's very straightforward. And in order to make one's life Krishna conscious, one should reside in a sacred place related to Krishna and give up enjoyment of sense gratification for the service of Krishna. So as we said, so now we want to give up, we want to stay in sacred places of Krishna. It's not possible for us. And in fact, if those who are like for instance, we are all born in this part of the world, sometimes to live there, stay there, it can be a great austerity because we are not used to it, right? So, but we can create that environment in our place by having Tulasi plant, by worshipping Tulasi, and by worshipping Krishna, by cooking and offering food to Krishna, by chanting the holy name of Krishna. Even your house will turn into Vrindavan, all right? So we will study that. What is that advantage of studying or chanting the holy name in Harinama Chintamani? Your whole house will become the abode of Vaikuntha, right? So we will do that. Okay, I don't want to jump into that. If one's ordinary dealing should be only accept, all right, then also we study one's ordinary dealing, one should only accept the wealth that is necessary for favorable to maintain Krishna's business. To practice devotional service, one should observe fast days like Ekadasi and Janmashtami. We have to fast, right? And who should fast? Those who are between the age of 8 until 80. If you are 9 to 79, you must fast. If you are below that or above that, you are not required to fast. Okay? And also you're not required to fast if you are on medication. If the thing is going to be, no, you have to take your medication and you're very ill, you're very sick. That's the time that you can have the option of not fasting. And of course, the fasting day, the Papa Purusha, the personified of sin, will stay in grains on that day. So if you're going to eat that grains on Ekadasi day, you consider you have done all the sinful things that you can think of in this material world. Therefore, you take the food and offer to Krishna very nicely, then you eat that prasadam. All right. But this is only recommended for those who are below 8, above 80, and those who are sick. All right. If you are well, you are healthy, so do not compromise or do not miss that opportunity of chanting, of fasting on Ekadasi and Janmashtami. Like another 10 days, 9 days come, there will be a Gora Purnima. So Gora Purnima, we fast from the daybreak, the day we wake up, until the moon rises. The moon rises at 7:30 p.m. When the moon rises, that's when you break your fast. Okay, it's only going to be a half-day fast, so try to do it. So one should respect banyan tree in order to maintain glories of the world, which is one of the Lord's opulence. So banyan tree is very important. All right, there is also a, I saw that maybe quite some time back, there's a guy who's, there's a barren place. The place is barren, right? And the people are suffering for water and everything, somewhere in Rajasthan or some kind of very hot place. So this a person start to plant banyan tree. Okay, they call it the banyan man. If I'm not mistaken, you can even Google it, National Geography, banyan man or something. So he start to plant banyan tree, and he planted more than 100 or 1,000 banyan tree. Right? He take the seed, he cultivate, he just every place he start to, and after 20, 30 years, everything grew and it became a forest, a banyan forest. Banyan tree is very famous because the root is very deep. It can go very deep down, and it can what they call suck the water up. All right, and through that, the natural waterfalls, there's a place where water start flowing. That place even turn into forest. There's a place even water vision, and the people are there is not deprived of water. Right? So banyan tree. So why we should respect banyan tree? Because it in order to maintain the glories of the world. Banyan tree maintains the glories of the world, which is one of the Lord's opulence. These 10 rules must be followed. Right? And the following 10 rules must be rejected. Okay, now the 10 rules that we have to reject. Otherwise, the practice of devotional service cannot be steady. Right? So now, what is that? One should not associate with persons who are averse. One should not associate with persons who are averse or not favorable to Krishna service. One will have to meet such people in an ordinary dealing. That means you have to deal with him with the ordinary dealing. But one should deal with them only until the work is finished. Right? When you deal with them until the work is done, that's it. Don't stay with them and don't associate with them. After the work is finished, one should not deal with them. One who have not had loving devotion to Krishna awakened in their heart are always proud of remaining under the shelter of jnana and karma. So when they don't have the love of the Krishna, they always feel proud of their knowledge and their opulence. Therefore, they are called Bhagavat Bahirmukha, or averse to Krishna. Avoid them. Those who worship many gods. Now, second is those who worship many gods. All right? Those who are Mayavadis and thirsty for impersonal jnana, or those atheists who defy Vedic literature, all are considered Bhagavat Bahirmukha, or averse to Krishna. So now, since we are in Krishna consciousness, in our altar, we only have Krishna, and we have Narasimha and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's it. But sometimes, you go to, especially when I go to India, I go to my uncle's house, they have a room from the top to the down, right to the left, full of photos. Okay, there are 33 million devas, and they simply worship all the devas. All right. So now, what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is warning, that even those who worship many gods, too many gods, right? And those who, at second, those who are Mayavadi, who believe that everything is one, or that God is formless, and those who are thirsty for impersonal jnana, they always like that impersonal. They always think God is it. They want that kind of knowledge, speculative knowledge. And those who are atheist, this is all is called as Bhagavat Bahirmukha. So that means one whose faith is pure, in pure devotional service, has not developed, should not be accepted as disciple. All right. So now, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is also warning, if one's faith in pure devotional service is not developed, all right, that person should not be accepted as a disciple. Otherwise, the disciplic chain of devotional service will be polluted. All right. If they simply take any Tom, Dick, and Harry and make them the entire Vaishnava Parampara will be spoiled, the disciplic succession. That is why when you want to take initiation, first thing you have to do Guru Disciple course. Second, you have to chant 16 rounds. You have to maintain that for 6 months. You have to follow the 4 regulative principles. If you can do all these things, that's when you are accepted as the disciple. Right? So first they give you Harinam Diksha. First the Guru will give you the Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, you chant on your ears and give you that beats and change your name. Then after that, once you become perfected, once you perfected that, then you give you a second Diksha. They call Brahmana Diksha. But once you have called, that means you will do your Bhakti Sastri exam. Then you can follow the regulative principle. You wake up and do Mangalarti very nicely. You can have a good conclusion of the Vedic literature and everything. If that thing happens, that's when the Guru will give you this thing threat. And you are known as Brahmana. Right? There's a lot of endeavors. Right? It's not easy. Right? So one should give up the endeavor for starting new big projects. Okay? When you want to do this, the effort of taking big project, right? All these things give up. Even like building temples and all these things. There are certain people are meant to do that. So we do not need to sit down and endeavor for it. Right? Because this will also diminish one's devotional service to Krishna. It's called prayasa. Right? We have read that before. One should not read or explain various types of books. Right? So there's a lot of other ways, Upanishad, all that's not necessary. We should not read or explain various types of books, except those who have led to advancement of devotional service. Except, right? Only thing that you should read, the books will lead you to advancement. That's why we are choosing. Because now basically everybody's read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. But this type of books, I think so far nobody have touched before. And we are the first to do it in Malaysia, Bhaktiyaloka. Right? So that's why we choose the book where the acharyas are teaching. Then after that, eventually we'll go into that book. So all the books of the Shastra, they're going to increase your bhakti, we practice them. So one should discuss those scriptures wherein devotional service is instructed and explained. So one should discuss those scriptures where the devotional service is instructed and explained, such as Vedas, Smritis, Puranas, Pancharatra, and the writings of Mahajans. So this is Bhaktiyaloka, is the writing of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Right? Then Harinama Chintamani, spoken by Haridas Thakur, written by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Okay, we're going to do that. I can't wait to do that. Okay. Anyway, we don't rush. Okay. From books with other opinion are only useless argument. Okay, books from other opinion. Like it's only a useless argument. Because when you argue, you're not going to achieve something. The endeavor for food. Okay, now the endeavor for food and clothing must always remain. Right? Either in household life or in renounced life. Okay, endeavor. That means when we are looking for a food and clothing, must always remain. Don't give them up. Okay. Either in a family life or also when you take a sannyasi. Therefore, there is a need for generosity in such dealings. Okay. So that we must maintain. So according to Padma Purana, alapte va vinashte va paksya chadana sadhane aviklava matir bhutva harin eva diyasmare. The mind of one who has taken shelter of the holy name, all right, the mind who have taken shelter of the holy name is undisturbed, even if food and clothes are not easily obtained. And if they obtain, but then lost, okay, even, so that means that those who have mind have taken shelter, once or fully absorbed, they want to achieve highest level in the holy name, they'll be even undisturbed when there's a food or clothes are not easily obtained. The shirt all gone, I don't have shirt, they are not disturbed. Even if they are obtained, then they lose it. Also, they will never lament. All right. So, leaving behind all material attachment, it takes complete shelter of clothing. The purpose is that whether a sadhaka stays at home or in the forest, he will have to endeavor for food and clothing. All right. He have to endeavor for foods and clothing. A householder should, the householder should find out his food and clothing through agriculture or business, protecting the citizen or by serving others. The renunciate should accomplish this by begging alms. In those activities, a devotee should not be agitated if food and clothing are not obtained, or if they are obtained and then lost. He should peacefully remember Krishna. Right? Of course, but in Malaysia so far, we don't have that kind of challenges. So sometimes when you want to go and give someone, right? When you see a devotee, you want to give him, making a gift, it's always best to give them clothing as a gift. Right? So when you see a Mataji, just see if you go to any shop, just buy a sari and keep it. Just like, I mean, not to say that some expensive lavish sari, cotton sari, and of course, and what they call pasty, right? The dhoti, the white color things, the guys wear dhoti. So you just buy few and keep. So whenever you feel like, okay, so whenever you want to meet a devotee or for some special occasion, you want to see someone, it's always better that you can give them vastra. That means you give them these clothing, right, and some little fruits. It can be also known as the topmost charity. That's why in our ordinary culture, so sometimes when you go and give when you want to invite a very important person for a wedding, all right, they'll take a tray, they'll put veshti, the dhoti, they'll put sari, they put flowers, and they put little money and a wedding invitation to invite. What they call that? What they call it in Tamil? Panapaku, right? Am I right? Panapaku. Do you all know this? Anyone? No one.
Yes, Prabhu.
What do you call that? Panapaku, thane?
அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவாங்க பிரபு.
Okay, this is
சேல
something.
பழம் fruits, all these things, வேஷ்டி, sarees all.
So when you want to invite, say like for instance, say if I want, if my children is getting married, if I go and see my brother-in-law, I go and see my own sister, they all are very important close relation. So that is how you go. So when you give vastra, like vesh, like dhoti, sari, and all these things, is considered that you are honoring them. So this is very important. All right. So we need to take up all these kind of habits, right? So if at all, if you get a chance to go, or if you want to give Brahmana Dakshina is always better to give with this kind of gift. That means dhoti, sari, and all these are considered very auspicious. So now what we can do, if at all, if you have a chance, if you go to any shop, Indian shop or whatever, buy few and keep it, right? You only cost it 30 ringgit or 40 ringgit, maybe buy one or two, just keep it in case if you need to give to someone, right? It's very good. Now, householder laments if they lose their wife. The householder laments. That means he start lament if he lose his wife, children, etc. But a practitioner of devotional service should not maintain his lamentation very long. Okay? That means what? When a devotee loses his family, his wife, children, or whatever it is, he also will lament, but don't keep the lamentation for so long. Like some people lament for so long, and you have seen like in an ordinary life, they go into drinking, like they bring all these kind of things. All that we shouldn't maintain for so long. We should keep it short. They should quickly give up their lamentation and engage in cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Very important. A renunciate should not lament if he does not possess a kilt, a water pot, or other herbs. Right? If those things are all stolen by man or animal, a practicing Vaishnava should give up all urges. All right, this is for sannyasi, it's not for us. Anyway, a practicing Vaishnava should give up all urges like lamentation and anger. Okay, we should give up all these urges. That means lamentation. Lamentation and right? Lamentation, anchoring and anger. Okay, otherwise there will be obstacle in constant remembrance of Krishna. If you don't give up lamentation, if you don't give up anger, you can never remember Krishna. Yes or not? Sometimes you become angry, that first say like that, even in chant Hare Krishna, so you don't lose your bhakti. It's not worth it. It is explained in Padma Puran. It says that Shoka mar shadibir bhavir. Shoka na sogama irukku. Right, the word shoga, right? Shoka mar shadibir bhavir. Akrantam yasya manasam. Katam tasya mukundasya. Sprutihi sambhavana bhavir. Within the heart of one is full of anger or pride or lamentation on the state of his wife or son. There is no possibility for Krishna being manifested. All right, please underline this statement in your book. Okay, those who endeavor for devotional service should always worship Krishna. Those who endeavor for devotional service only worship Krishna. All right, so okay, so Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, that means there is a lot of other examples, other manifestation, but what he says, only worship Krishna. They should not worship various demigods. Okay, they should not worship various demigods, but they should not also disrespect the demigods or the scripture. All right, so you do not worship the demigods, devas. You don't worship the devas. By the same time, you do not disrespect them. It's very, very offensive, I'm telling you. Like sometimes they say, no, oh, I'm a devotee. No, what is this Murugan? Terrible offense. Right? Your bhakti, boom, will fly away and you fall down into this material existence. Not worth it. Right? And it says that we shouldn't even criticize a fellow human being. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said everybody has to be respected, even if they are Muslims, Malichas. In China, they can read that Chaitanya Charitamrita. Even a Malicha has to be respected. Why? Because they also chant the name of Hari. How? Through Aram. Aram. They also chanting the name of Hari. Even they say the word Haram, they have to be respected. Imagine in Malaysia, everybody calling Hari, Rama, Rama. Imagine. Right? So we should not disrespect anyone, even whoever it is. That's why they say, even I am at fault. How can I identify other fault? Cannot. Unless they are within you, your children, or what? Chastise. Okay, if my children make naughty, chastise. If I'm an elder, I got some nephews, nieces, or some junior devotees. Okay, come to me for some mentoring. When they do mistake, I chastise. That's different. Criticize or find fault is another thing. Hey, you know that fellow devotee, know what I could be? You know that devotee was better don't. Even here also, if you're forced to hear, just flush it. Just tell in your heart, I'm not hearing Krishna, I'm not hearing. Even here, just forget it. Okay. When coming before demigod, okay, now Bhakti Vinutta, when coming before demigod or devas, one should offer respect, knowing them to be Krishna's servant. Always remember that. So that means you go to temple like Vinayagar temple, oh, don't put up a pride this thing. Always offer respect. Because they are all servants of Krishna. They are here to rule, to maintain. They are all ministers in the cabinet. Right? So even there's a minister in the cabinet, oh, okay, because I know the prime minister very well. That doesn't mean you can go and barge into this, what they call Adun's office, right? MLA's office. You cannot just simply go into that, hey, come on, give me this. You cannot do that. You know, who are you? I'm the personal friend of Anwar Ibrahim. Even that, you cannot still do that. You still have to respect them, right? You have to still show respect and honor. Okay, we have to be very careful. So in Padma Purana, it says, Harir eva sandaradya sarva deva devash varishvara itare brahma rudraya navaneya kadachana. Krishna or Hari, the master of all demigods. Okay, and therefore, he is always worshipable. But this does not mean that one should not offer respect to the demigods headed by Brahma and Shiva. Where is mentioned? It's mentioned in Padma Purana. And what is Padma Purana? It's a conversation between Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. Alright? It's a Padma Purana. We have to remember that. And it's one of the biggest Purana, right? So now, the purport is that the Supreme Lord is one. And others like Brahma, Shiva, and okay, that means the Supreme Lord is one. But others like Brahma, Shiva are his qualitative incarnation or called as Guna Avatar. Okay, his qualitative incarnation. That's why even our Parambara, what Parambara we are in? Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava. Right? There's another Parambara called Rudra Sampradaya, who is Lord Shiva. Why they are all got their Parambara? Because they are Guna Avatar. Okay? Particular demigod are worshipped by people according to their qualifications. But Lord Vishnu is the only worshipable. Lord for people, okay. Lord for people who are in the mode of goodness. Okay. I mean, Vishnu is only worshipable. Lord for the people who are in the mode of goodness. After worshipping various demigods for many lifetimes, one's life becomes auspicious when it becomes to the point of accepting Vishnu as the only supreme Lord. It's amazing. This is what happened to me actually. Right? So some of my confidential associates know, I mean my close friends, they know how I became a devotee and through how. It's all by their blessings. You know, if you really think that you became a devotee by own effort, no, it doesn't work that way. You became devotee by the mercy of a devotee. Someone has given to you, talk to you, and ask you to come and have a look at it. And number two, some or other, you are blessed. Looks like all those people who are really, really spiritual, either in Mayavadi philosophy or this kind of atheistic philosophy like Jainism, like Buddhism, when they are really sincere, these are the people usually come to Krishna. So what we say is, even if they are wrong path, if they are sincere, Krishna will guide them here. Right? Not that like a random person out of blues. No, it's very rare. Right? Like we say, like all the hippies in America, all became a great devotees by the mercy of Prabhupada. by Prabhupada's personal associate. When they see Prabhupada himself, they just fell down. They mesmerized. Can you imagine? Huh? So that's the thing. Okay. So Lord Krishna is the topmost manifestation. Okay. Now, Vishnu. That means after so many births, we accept Vishnu is the only supreme Lord. But now, Lord Sri Krishna is the topmost manifestation of Vishnu Tattva. So among all the Vishnu Tattvas, like Venkatachalapati, Hayagreva, Aniruddha, then we talk about Balaram, we talk about this Ramachandra, all varieties of avatar is there. But among all of them, Krishna is the topmost, is the original. And what is the verse to support that? Iti Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Iti Chamsa, although Krishna have taken the portion of the plenary portion, that means through him there's so many other avatars have created, like Venkatachalapati, Ramachandra, and all the so many avatars have taken. But Iti Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan, or the original supreme personality. Okay, when living entity transcends these three modes of worshipping the three modes of goodness and attains, okay, when a living entity transcends the three modes, right, the goodness, passion, instinct, by worshipping the mode of goodness, he attains the service of Lord Krishna. All right, so one should be merciful and not cause anxiety to other living entities. Another thing we should avoid, the heart should always be filled with compassion for others. That's why we say distribute Bhagavad Gita, because we don't know how the book is going to transform someone. They can hate you for that. Hey, I'm asking you this book. Why are you giving to me? Doesn't matter. But somehow or other, one day they're going to start the book and they're going to be gratitude to you the rest of their life. When you go for a wedding invitation, you give a gift, give Bhagavad Gita. You know, like a few months ago, right? 2-3 months ago, there was a wedding in Tampi, Melaka or Sroman, somewhere, Tampi. After the wedding, that girl, that means my wife's cousin, she remembered us. She sent a message to me and to my wife. Dear Mama, thank you so much for such a wonderful gift. You know, this Bhagavad Gita is definitely going to be our guiding thing. So that means there's so many presents she got, but here authentically and uniquely a Bhagavad Gita manifested. You know, sometimes they say, you know, after some time when you go to someone's house, oh, Bhagavad Gita, yeah, it was given by my friend 30 years ago, you know, where he gave and everything you remember. But if you go to the wedding, you just give one gold or give money, ang pao, they will never remember you. You know, until when they have a sentence, they start remember, hey, Padita Tarna came to my wedding, how much money give? Open the book, the daughter give 100. Okay, the daughter getting married, we go give 100. But when the Bhagavad Gita is given, oh, this gift was Padita Tarna given, you know, when I was young, when I get married. They'll remember you. So always do that. Okay? And don't cause, okay, the heart should always feel with compassion for others. All right? Distribute books. Exhibiting mercy to all living entities as one of the limbs of devotional service. A person aspiring for devotional service should carefully practice this characteristic, very carefully. That's why distributing books is one of the topmost service. It is most essential for an aspiring devotee to give up 10 offenses. All right, now, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is coming to the important point that it is most essential for aspiring devotee to give up the 10 offenses in chanting. Right, in chanting, there are 10 offenses. And the offenses is in the matter of serving the Lord. Right? The 10 offenses in chanting and the offenses in the matter of serving the Lord. Okay, that's the 10 offenses of chanting and the 10 offenses in serving the Lord. So for ordinary devotees, there is some consideration for the service. Ordinary devotee, there is some consideration of offenses serving the deity of the Lord. It is not possible to give up all offenses in serving the Lord. Okay, now Bhakti Vinod Thakur is telling it's not possible to give up all offenses in serving the Lord. But one must give up some of the offenses before entering the temple. So okay. So what are the 10 offenses in chanting? Have been discussed. Okay, please underline these things, are very important. The 10 offenses in chanting that have been discussed in many places. The practitioner should carefully give up those offenses. For those who are negligent to this regard, those who are negligent, endeavoring for devotional service becomes useless. It's written in Padma Puran. All right. Okay. Right, the 10 of, okay, I think we studied that in our vector of instruction. Okay. But let's see in Padma Puran. Sarvo parada krit api muchyate harishangsharaya harir apya aparadadya kuryat dvi pada sankshanaha namashraya kadachin taratyeva sa namata namnohi sarva shuhirdo kya aparadat patatyada. The purport is that one takes shelter of the Lord Hari, then all his offenses are vanquished. If one takes shelter of Lord Hari, all the offenses are vanquished. All offenses committed in the service of the Lord, okay, in the service of the Lord are destroyed by taking shelter of the holy names. So that means when we take shelter of Lord Hari, all the offenses are vanquished. And when we commit offense in the service, it's destroyed by chanting the holy name. So the only the holy name alone delivers the Vaishnava. Please underline this statement. The holy name alone delivers the Vaishnava. Okay. But those who have taken shelter of the holy name, but when those who have taken the shelter of the holy name must give up the 10 offenses in chanting. Okay. Otherwise, they will surely fall down, even though they have taken shelter of the holy name. So that means while we have taken the shelter, there's 10 offenses that we should avoid. All right. Avoid in when you chant, right? If not, the thing that's supposed to save you, even it will never save you. So what are the 10 offenses? Okay, let me go through quickly. So you all please underline these offenses. Number one, the practitioner should not allow blasphemy of Krishna or the Vaishnava. All right? So you should not allow blaspheming. Blaspheming of Krishna and devotee is the first offense. Are you all marking this? So you should not allow this thing to enter ECS. First offense, blaspheming the devotee and Krishna. Wherever such blasphemy is taking place, you should leave. Those with weak heart should carry out the social etiquette to hear the blasphemy of Krishna or the Vaishnava are gradually distracted from devotional service. So be careful. Practice of the above mentioned 20 limbs of Bhava. Right? Okay, now, so this is the thing. So we just talk about the first one. Okay, offending the devotee and Krishna is the first terrible. So now be careful. Be carefully practice of the above mentioned 20 limbs of Bhava, devotional sentiment. Okay, be careful. Be careful. By careful practice of the above mentioned 20 limbs, the above we have said, the 10 favorable, 10 unwanted. By carefully practice that, right? Mentioned one Bhava, devotional sentiment is awakened. That means Bhava is awakened. What is Bhava means? Devotional sentiment. Okay. The mercy of Krishna is the root cause of awakening Bhava. The mercy of Krishna is the root cause of awakening Bhava. Without sadhu sangha, one cannot achieve the mercy of Krishna. That means if you think you want to practice the bhakti by yourself, it is not possible to achieve that. The principal form of sadhu sangha, or associate devotee are taking shelter of the lotus feet of spiritual master, taking initiation from him, and serving him. All right. So that's the thing. So still there's a long way to go because it's such a very important instruction. Let's see some of how long to go. All right. So there's 1, 2, just 4 pages, right? Right. So with that, we end the session. So the conclusion is we have 10 recommended limbs, 10 limbs which is not recommended. We have to always remember that. All right. When we can perform these 20 limbs of bhakti, by the mercy of Krishna, we can awaken our Bhava. Because when you want to become a pure devotee of the Lord, pure devotee means to have that prema bhakti. So before the prema bhakti, we come to the level of Bhava. Bhava means sentiment. All right. Or sentiment means you start to show all kind of expression, ecstatic, cry, right? Frustration. All this is called Bhava. In Tamil, we call Bhavangal. Anyone of you a Bharatanatyam dancer here? Punis, do you dance Bharatanatyam? Okay, anyone Bharatanatyam dancer? Anyone dance? Any dancer? Sorry. Okay, any one of you knows Bharatanatyam? How they dance and this thing? You put a thumbs up. No one. No. No one, is it? Okay, anyone know Bharatanatyam first of all? Haribol, anybody? Why suddenly everybody so...
Yes.
Okay, you know Bharatanatyam, right?
Yeah.
You go for that Bharatanatyam show.
No, I was once a Bharatanatyam dancer.
Oh, great. At last, thank you. So when you dance, what are the expression? What do you call that expression?
Expression, I don't know, but it's for anger, kovam, and anbu, pasam. Of course, they show all the
Yeah, what
expressions.
do you call that? What do you call that? That means your eyes looking at
Ah,
corner.
yeah.
What do you call that?
Smiling. I
Bhavana.
Bhavana, I think, yes.
Bhavana.
Bhavangal.
Yes.
Yes, thank you,
Bhavana.
Raja. Okay, that is called Bhavangal. Bhavangal is Bhava in Sanskrit. So Bhava means expression. You know, when you dance, suddenly you show anger, suddenly you show your excitement, suddenly you show love, suddenly you show shyness. That's all Bhava. Bhavangal in dancing. In Bharatanatyam, especially in the South Indian traditional dance, they have all this kind of expression. So this expression is called Bhava, or in Tamil we call Bhavangal. Bhavangal. Right? In the Bhavam Kattu, அந்த பாவத்தை கட்டு, கோவ பாவ காட்டு, சந்தோஷ பாவத்தை கட்டு, வெக்கப்படுற பாவங்கள் எப்படி இருக்கும். So this kind of things, okay? Because my sister used to be a dancer, so I suddenly remembered that, right? So that's Bhava. So that is called Bhava, and here they say the Bhava means what? It is sentiment. So in order, by the Uni, we have to come to the level. One day you feel very upset that you cannot see Krishna. Suddenly you feel very frustrated. Suddenly you feel you can't wait any longer. Anyway, I don't want to give you. Let it all come to you as a surprise. All right? Well, why am I supposed to tell you? I'm not qualified. You know? But all this Bhava. Okay. So we want to get Bhava. After Bhava intensify, you go to Prema. All right? Now Bhakti Vinod Thakur is explaining here. The Bhava will only awaken. The root cause is by the mercy of Krishna, and that also true sadhu sangha, association of devotee. And without, if you don't associate with devotee, you cannot even achieve mercy of Krishna, right? So the principal form of sadhu sangha is taking shelter of the lotus feet of spiritual master and accepting initiation from him. All right, that's very important. All right. So with this, we end the session here. It's already 11. So we went in so much detail into the discussion. So let's open for questions. Any questions, any comment? Let me mark this thing first. If this subject is too heavy, my dear devotees, among the other links. Hare Krishna. Is it too heavy? The philosophy? See, everyone is so quiet today.
No, it's really, it's highlighting and it's enlightening.
Enlightening,
Yeah.
because
Because
like usually people even put a thumbs up. Today there's no thumbs up, so that's just wondering whether it's too heavy or what. Among where's the word? Okay, among the other links. So, but it's always better to know the secret of achieving the prema bhakti. How to do it? This is the rules. So somewhat you get to know. Of course, now it can be seems to be very impossible. And for everyone's information, for me also find it very impossible. But by the mercy of Krishna, when we simply go on reading, then after that, after we finish this book, we're going to go into Harinam Chintamani. And after Harinam Chintamani, we're going to go into Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu Bindu. Bindu is not so big. And after we understand the summary of Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu Bindu, then after understanding the summary, then we go into Bhakti Rasa Amrita. Because Bhakti Rasa Amrita is 500 pages. Right? It's a big book, right? So that's a huge, and I think it will take maybe most likely by August, we might have finishing. But I personally believe by the time we complete these books, now we have started very nicely from Harinam, what they call Upadesha Amrita. That means the nectar of instruction. What are the do's and don'ts? And the elaboration of that is Bhaktiyaloka. Then Bhaktiyaloka says that you have to take shelter of Harinam. So let's look at Harinam. What is Harinam? All right, the chanting, that by Haridas Thakur. Okay, it's also book written, composed by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, the commentary from him. After we do that, then we go to Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu by Vishwanath Chakravarti. Thakur, Krishna Chakravarti Thakur. The summary of the entire, what they call, Bhakti Rasamrita, Nectar of Devotion. Let's look at the summary first. After we complete the summary, then we deeply go into Nectar of Devotion. All right. So once we complete the Nectar of Devotion, by Krishna's mercy, we can see some huge transformation happening in my heart. Right? Because basically I am reading it for myself, and of course with association of all of you wonderful devotees, wonderful Vaishnavas. So we are sitting here and we are discussing along. All right. Please do remember, I am not lecturing, I am not giving class, I am simply studying along with you. And with certain knowledge and experience that I have, we try to intensify our understanding. All right. So is there any questions?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Hare,
Hare Krishna.
you're telling three categories of people who are exempted from fasting.
Yes.
What about menstruating women? Are they allowed to fast or not to fast?
Fast means you fasting means you fast with fruits and roots and all these kind of things. You don't fast like without water, without anything. See, there's a two types of fasting. One is full fast. Second is fast with water. Third is third is by taking fruits and roots. That means you eat, but don't eat something related to grains.
And another thing, Prabhu, can a menstruating woman read the Bhagavad Gita during the time?
Definitely can, Mataji.
Can, huh?
Definitely can. That was a very standard question I receive all the time. So the thing that I would like to put for you, I don't know whether I remember this or not. The prostitute. Do you know the story of prostitute who read Bhagavad Gita?
Uh-huh.
You remember?
No, I don't remember the story.
So this is a real life story. It's not something just happened in ISKCON, in one of the South Indian temple. I don't want to mention the name because I'm afraid if one day if you go, somebody, she finds out because her background, right? Okay, anyway, we look at the glorious part of her life. It's not blasphemy. It's not this thing. So we are sometimes I think we read when we want to talk about a devotee to make a point, it is also considered good thing, right? So this particular person she's a prostitute. She was canvassing for customers. Then one devotee came and he said, you are doing such a horrible, sinful job. Please read the Bhagavad Gita and see something will turn in your heart. I say, what? I'm a prostitute, think I still got a chance. So what happened? She started reading the Bhagavad Gita. And where she reads in the brothel, in the room itself. So she entertained the customer, and after he leaves, she takes the book and reads. Can you imagine at that abominable place? And today she has given up a profession. Now she has a dedicated life full time. She became a full-time devotee in one of the ISKCON temple in South India. And now one good person married her and she's a first-class devotee. So to read Bhagavad Gita when you're menstruating, or even if you're taken non-vegetarian, or you're drunk, whatever condition you are, you can still read Bhagavad Gita. Right? That's why we say sometimes we take the Bhagavad Gita wherever we go. Sometimes the place we go, right? Of course, we don't take it to the toilet or what. You don't read on the toilet, Other than that, in every possibilities area or any kind of physical, mental situation, you can still read Bhagavad Gita and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prabhupada was created the Bhagavad Gita freely available, and you are blessed that anyone from any background, any condition can benefit from it. The only thing the person are not allowed is touching the paraphernalia of Krishna. See, but sometimes all the puja things they don't touch, right? They don't enter the kitchen when they are menstruating. Only these two things is not allowed. Right?
Can they go to ISKCON temple?
Definitely, Mataji. Definitely. When they are menstruating, they still can go to the temple. They can participate in the kirtan. They can participate in everything. They can even go, have dance. Do everything they can do, except they don't enter the altar. They don't enter the deity kitchen. Okay, Mataji.
Thanks, Prabhu.
Because I have two daughters. I got two girls who are teenagers. Right? So usually the thing is my mother or my mother-in-law, oh, she's menstruating. I said, there's no rules, right? They can still come. 2 weeks ago, my daughter even sang kirtan, okay, in front of the deity. Because we are all conditioned. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in such a way that is Daya, Chaitanya Daya. It comes with so much of mercy, unlimited mercy. Okay, nice question you asked, Mataji. So the conclusion is there's no rules. Okay, in whether a person is menstruating or not, they can read Bhagavad Gita in any condition. Then you can chant Hare Krishna, and another thing, and Ekadasi, yes, you can fast on Ekadasi because usually at that time they are very weak, so they can eat like potatoes, like all the like for example in my house, you know what my wife will do? She'll take the buckwheat, she will grind it and make it into dosa. Sometimes I'm wondering whether it is Ekadasi or just like any other normal day because it's very filling. So you can see, even you can see some what they call recipes online. You can go to the Ekadasi recipes. You can see. You can try to attempt to eat. All right. So if you're really sick, you're not well, no menstruation, you're really not well. If you need to eat grains, then if you're not well, you still fall under the category of not feeling really well. Okay. Because why we want to do this restriction is not simply diet, but that day you engage your mind in chanting the Hare Krishna Mantra. Engage your mind in devotional service. That's the day that you take a break. Because when you don't eat, you're weak. When you're weak, you don't go out. Even you don't go to temple. There's a day that for your own self. Right? So that's the thing. Anyway, pray to Krishna and Krishna will guide you and your Guru will guide you. Any other questions?
Thanks, Prabhu.
My pleasure, Mother. Hare Krishna. Rajan Prabhu, are you the one from Bangladesh? Are you that Rajan? Devotee from Laka, is it?
No, Prabhu, Lumut.
Oh, what's Kandarajan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. No, because there's one devotee from Malaysian working in Bangladesh. His name was Rajan.
Oh.
So he's always busy. That's why I was wondering how come he's here. Kandarajan. Okay.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna, Prabhu.
all right. So if there's no further questions, we end the session here. We continue again tomorrow morning, Friday. All right. We see again tomorrow. We continue our discussion on the do's and don'ts of achieving the highest perfection. And now we also learn how to come to the level of Baba. Okay. So till then, have a beautiful day, wonderful day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpaturubhascha. Kripa sindhubhyevacha. Paditanam pavinebhyo. Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So looking forward to meet you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day. Go Ranga.